Well, hello my lovelies. Look at this. Haley decided to do a little hair refresh for my birthday week. We did a fun little bang, brought up the color, and I gotta tell you, there's nothing like a nice new refresh for the start of the season. And today's video is gonna be all about that because we are tackling a huge refresh today of a room that I have not yet touched. And I cannot wait to take you along with me. But ever since I woke up this morning, baby was telling me, Mama, I'm craving a matcha. So let's make one together, shall we? Hey babes, what is up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. I started sweetening up my morning matchas with maple syrup instead of sugar, and honestly, low-key, I feel like it tastes better, and this is actually even better for you. But you guys, welcome back to another vlog, and I've got such an exciting one for you today. And to give you a little backstory, here's what it is. You know that I am pregnant. I've mentioned it time and time again. We've got, I want to say, maybe around 3 months left before baby girl arrives. And while we have not yet gotten started on our nursery, it's because my second daughter, Naomi, is currently sleeping in the room that's going to be the baby's nursery. I think that in a couple of months, Naomi's gonna be ready to share a room together with Aleah, because truly that's also how I grew up. I have 2 other sisters. We are 3 girls, just like I am having 3 girls. And most of my childhood, I remember us all sharing a room together. I feel like it was truly so good for us. It definitely bonded us. And as Aleah gets older, if she does request her own room in the future, then at that point we will renegotiate. But in the meantime, for today's video, before we even get started with baby girl's nursery, our first step is to turn Aleah's room into a shared bedroom for her and Naomi. And that room right now has no style, no design, no cuteness whatsoever. So I'm so excited that for today's vlog, we are officially getting started with the girls' bedroom makeover. I want to turn this into the little girly room of their dreams where they can just love to be, love playing together, and truly make it a space that they can create some fun childhood memories. Both of my kids right now have crib size beds, so we are also upgrading them both to big girl beds, which is so exciting. And today's video is actually in partnership with Brooklyn Bedding. I got some new mattresses for the girls that are going to be going on their new big girl beds, and I'm going to take you guys along building those beds, taking you through some of the ideas that I have, and of course asking you for so much advice on what you think I should do in the coming up vlogs to get this room perfect. With that entire ramble over, let me take you on upstairs where I'm going to show you the girls' bedroom where we're going to transform from A to Z. Let's go. Well guys, welcome officially to Aleah's bedroom, which will soon be the girls' shared bedroom. The girls' rooms have definitely been a little bit neglected. I decided to just like hold off, gather all of my thoughts and all of my ideas on what I wanted to do within this space, and then get to doing the entire makeover in one shot. So basically here's the overall look of the room. It is actually a pretty decent size. This bed right over here is actually the bigger version of the little mini nested crib. Do you guys remember when I was pregnant with Naomi, I actually found this on Facebook Marketplace that someone was selling for like 70 bucks. It is worth over $500. Obviously, once Naomi got out of that newborn stage, I actually converted it into a toddler bed for Aleah, which she has been loving right now. But honestly, this is like a crib size bed. She is definitely ready for an upgraded twin size mattress, which is what I'm going to be getting for the both of them. And it's perfect timing too, because I'm actually going to rebuild this little crib to be the little nest egg on wheels, and I'm going to keep it downstairs in the living room so that this little baby can enjoy it. I find it so beautiful to be able to reuse the same furniture for all of my kids. We have this little toy shelf that is honestly kind of a mess to organize. Same with this little kitchen that I do truly love. We're probably going to be keeping it in here, but we have to find a proper spot for it. The reason as to why I didn't install a curtain rod yet is because I actually want to go ahead and add some window trim before I add proper curtains to this space. I do have to say, this is kind of genius. If any of you guys are ever looking to do like a temporary blackout curtain situation and you don't want to commit to putting up a curtain rod, getting something like this, which is a blackout curtain that's attached through some Velcro, is perfect, especially if you ever go away on vacation and you want to create a dark room for your kid without having actual curtains. And then finally, let's regard this big little hole in the room. I think this started off as like a tiny little scratch, and then Aleah's just been picking at this thing, and every week I swear it gets bigger. So I have to patch that up and repair it today. When I am done with it, I want it to truly feel like such a girly room, because Aleah and Naomi are in that stage right now where they're loving everything pink, everything princessy. I've been curating and thrifting so many beautiful thrifted home finds that I can add to this space. So I'm gonna take you through all of my ideas because they're all swimming around in my head. But as always, I love to start off with a blank canvas. So let's get to emptying the space. this on like a paste, flatten it out with your spatula, and whenever it's ready, it will actually go from pink to white. And within a day, you can already paint it. So I'm gonna fill in that hole for now, and then we can finally discuss what I wanna do for the wall details when it comes to this room. Okay guys, while that is drying up, I'm going to quickly tell you what I have envisioned for this room. Forgive the echo, we're going to get to filling this space in just a minute. But basically, the breakdown of what I wanted to do, very similar to what I did in my office makeover, I wanted to start off with adding some wall details. If you don't remember, in my office makeover, I actually went ahead and added some beadboard. I got these panel boards at Lowe's, added them to the wall with some trim, and we painted them beige, which I think for that room is so perfect because I'm going for a very coastal vibe in there. I really want every single room to be unique in its own aspect, so what I was actually thinking for the wall details of this room was to go ahead and do something called board and batten. Here are just a couple of examples of what board and batten is, and it's basically like, again, a half wall situation where instead of applying panels to the wall, you're just going to be applying like pieces of wood that basically create this like grid shape. You finish it off with some trim on top, and then you can go and color drench the entire bottom half in one color, and it actually looks like a custom built-in wall detail, which I think is so beautiful. And I really wanted the wall detail to extend past the headboards. So I think once the beds are built, we can kind of visually see how tall we can make the wall detail. So building the beds will be a great step one. Okay, so the beds have officially been delivered and I have to go and build 2 of them. And I'm just praying and hoping that it's not gonna take me too long because I took apart the other bed already and Aleah needs somewhere to sleep. So wish me luck. Guys, this pink is so pretty. Your job is very simple. You just hold and help me latch.
So why couldn't you do it?
Got it? See? Husband does help me sometimes. And there's truly nothing better than a mattress that comes to you in a box. No heavy lifting, shipped straight to your door, rolled up and perfect. Gotta work quick. Oh my god, I can just imagine them like being here and like talking to each other.
I can imagine me escaping the chaos downstairs, coming here for 10 minutes.
Nap time. That was truly the easiest bed frame that I have ever built. And then the mattresses too, they're literally, I think, ready for her to sleep in already tonight. I thought that we would have to let them like air out or something, but truly they have no smell and they're already like firm enough for her to sleep on. Erin and I absolutely love Brooklyn bedding. We've had our mattress with them ever since we moved here to Florida, and it's constantly been such a comfortable sleep to the point that we actually have a Brooklyn bedding mattress for our guest room. And I knew that when it came time for the girls to have their big girl beds, I wanted to get them the twin size versions from Brooklyn Bedding as well. For the girls, I actually picked up the Copper Flex mattress. These are super soft, but still have a little bit of firmness to them to be movable and flexible, because especially when it comes to toddlers, they move around so much in their sleep. So I wanted a mattress that would be really comfortable for them, but still durable too, because again, these twin size beds, I am hoping that they are gonna last the girls years to come. So just because no 2 people sleep the same, this is what's so amazing about this company. You can actually go on their website and you can take their sleep quiz. They're gonna ask you a couple questions about how it is that you like to sleep, what your positions are, how firm you like your mattress, and any other specifications. For example, both Erin and I are like hot sleepers, so we knew that we needed a mattress that had more cooling features. Based on the answers you plug in, Brooklyn Bedding is gonna tell you which mattress is gonna be the one to offer you the best sleep that is customized for you. And I could definitely say that it did an amazing job because this mattress is so comfortable, and I already know that Aleah is gonna be so excited. When she gets home, I'm actually gonna show her the progress so far and get her reaction to the new beds. I love our Brooklyn bedding mattress. Our guests do too, and now I know my kids will as well. So if you're looking for a new bed or mattress for yourself, check out brooklynbedding.com. You can also click the link below to get 30% off the mattress that you end up selecting with my code haleyscorner. This is a brand that offers super high quality mattresses without the high markup. They will pair you with your perfect mattress, ship it free to your door if you live in the US, and give you a 120 night sleep trial so that you can make sure you have the best mattress for you. There are so many things that I know Aleah is going to be excited for when it comes to this new bedroom. So stay tuned, she's going to be home in just a little bit and I cannot wait to get her true reaction seeing the new beds. Aleah just came home. Love your nails.
sorry.
Oh, you guys.
New bed?
Yeah, you remember how I told you that I got you a new bed?
Today?
Yeah, I already did it. And I built it and it's in your room right now.
Can we see?
You want to go see? All right, let's go.
Let's go see.
Let's go.
Let's go see. Okay, ready? And... What do you think?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh. I knew it was gonna happen.
Honestly, this was kind of my dream.
I like it.
You like it also? I mean, Aleah, you love your big girl bed?
Yeah.
Question is now, how are we gonna get them out of here? Oh my gosh, they're so cute. It's comfy?
Yeah, I'm so comfy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Give me a hug. Everyone together. Aleah, you excited? We're gonna make this room so cute.
Yay!
Oh, they're so cute.
Yay!
You can't wait, can you?
I'm just fixing my bed. It's better. Hi. Today my mommy made my nails polish and my bracelet and built me a new bed. And I'm so excited.
But okay, moving on. We are now gonna go ahead and start calculating our board and batten because I have to go to either Home Depot or Lowe's, but we're gonna pick up all of our wooden pieces we're gonna need to create this trim. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark all the places where we have studs in the wall, and then hopefully that will help us out with our calculation of how many boards we are actually gonna need. I'm gonna go ahead and create a little template right here of my room where I can just kind of plug in all of the lengths, and then I'm actually gonna take it into this. This is a board and batten calculator. All you do is you actually put in the length of your walls along with how many boards you want to have in between, and it will give you the exact calculation of how much distance you want to have between them all, which is something I definitely want to do before going and buying my material to make sure that we have the accurate amount. Good morning, you guys. We are actually picking up the vlog on the next day, and yes, I am wearing the same clothes because you know what, I sweated in these clothes yesterday. I'm gonna sweat in them again, but today is officially gonna be the day that we are going to be installing our board and batten. This morning I actually dropped off the girls in daycare and I went ahead to Lowe's and I picked up everything that we are going to be needing for the board and batten, and my favorite guy in the world was there. Ulrich, he is the best. Every single time I'm there, he's like prepared to cut whatever it is I need for him to cut. So I'm gonna make sure to list all the materials and the links of everything that I got down below in the description box. But for the actual battens, the ones that are going to be going like this on the wall, I actually got some 8-foot ones that I actually asked him to cut in half for me, because then the height of the battens is going to be the same as the height of my beadboard in my office, which I personally really love. So he was able to literally cut all of those in half in one shot, making them super even that I don't need to do it myself. Even though I do have an update to share with you guys, I purchased a true table saw, one of these that I have set up downstairs. I've already used it a couple of times. It is my new baby. But if you guys do want to recreate this for yourself, literally just make sure that all of your measurements are accurate. Take it to Home Depot or to Lowe's and they're going to cut everything for you so that you don't even need a saw if you don't have one. So we're basically going to be starting off from the bottom to the top. Here are the battens. These are the pieces that are going to be going vertically up that we're just going to nail down to the wall. But as you guys can see with most of these example photos, a lot of the time board and batten actually has a flat baseboard in the bottom so that the battens can sit flush right on top of them. So a lot of people tend to rip out their old baseboards, which I personally think is just so much extra work that I don't want to do. But at this point, we still run into the issue that you guys can see there's a bit of an overhang right over here, which just isn't going to look good. So the solution to fix that overhang is to add this. This piece right here is called a cove strip. You can see that it has a narrow edge, and then on the other side, it has a thicker edge. This is what you're going to use to help transition into that board so that it can sit flush on this piece right on top of the baseboard. So we're going to put it upside down and nail it to the wall just like this, and that will provide the perfect base so that your battens can sit right on top of your baseboard without needing to rip it out. Pretty genius, right? So first step, I'm just gonna install all of the cove molding with my nail gun. take my top piece and lay it flat right on them as kind of like a guideline to make sure that all of my battens are gonna match up to this piece. I already marked down all of my measurements on the wall, and now it's really all about just nailing the battens into place. Well, okay babes, it is time for phase 2. We are so close to that painting stage, and I have so many ideas swirling in my head on what exactly I want to do. So of course, I'm gonna need your help. Hey Siri, take me to Home Depot.
Getting directions
Let's
to the
go.
Home Depot.
Okay, the first thing we obviously need is to prep our board and batten. And for that, I'm gonna get my Alex Flex caulk. This is basically what we're gonna use to seal all of those seams to make it look really nice and clean before painting. And then the other thing we're gonna have to fill in is all of those little nail holes. So I really love to use this. Plastic wood just dries down so well. You can sand it, you can paint it to help create such a seamless look. And finally, we're making our way over to the paints. Okay, so we've got a couple options on what we can do in terms of paint color. I really think when it comes to the board and batten, I only have 3 options. We're either gonna paint it white, we're gonna paint it beige, like the door trims, or we're gonna go ahead and do a fun pink. I already did some research, and I think this one was actually one of my favorites. This is called Castilian Pink, and it honestly looks really light here, but it has like a beautiful blush finish. I actually had an idea of choosing out 3 different but very similar pink shades to possibly even stencil a wallpaper. I feel like that would be so fun to try. So I'm gonna pair it with this smoke bush rose, maybe this rose pottery. Ooh, I really like the look of these 3 together. Just got all of my little samples. They gave me a cute box. But guys, these I think are gonna complement each other so well. I cannot wait to see what they look like on the wall. Okay, perfect timing, because right next to Home Depot, they actually have a Home Goods, and I thought I might as well stop in here, see if the inspiration is gonna start flowing in terms of how we can fill this room. I obviously want to try thrifting furniture as much as I can, but there are a couple of things like possibly a rug, maybe like a little nightstand that I have like a specific vision in mind, and I want to see if maybe I can find it here. Okay guys, truly, this is like one of the prettiest lamps I've ever seen. I mean, how freaking gorgeous. Look at this gold detailing, and I love the fact that it's got these like 2 little heads. I actually think this would either be perfect in my coastal office or even in like the future nursery. I am honestly so intrigued by this one. I feel like this will be such a cool thing to add into a girl's room that is like very different and whimsical. But then again, this coastal blue is so pretty too. We've talked about my indecisiveness, right guys? I think the smarter thing to do will be to get the room set up, choose the pink colors first, and then come back for like the smaller decor pieces like this. Guys, I can't believe it. Officially, the board and batten is all up on the wall and it is fully done. Well, can't really say fully done because we still need to like caulk and paint it obviously, but the actual basis, the bones are all finished and it looks so good. But I know a lot of you may be thinking, that is not a lot of space for them to be, but again, they're literally just sleeping in here. They have a full playroom downstairs where they're gonna have all of their actual toys. This is just gonna be kind of where they do their like unwinding and nighttime routine. I'm talking as if they have like a full skincare regimen. I pretty much mean that this is going to be the space where they spend their mornings, spend their nights, do like a nighttime bedtime story, get their PJs on, and then just get into bed. So obviously we do have like some spaces where I could add things. Like right over here, I didn't do the board and batten because I'm planning to do like a built-in bookshelf for them for their night bedtime stories. But we do have some space for a toy shelf. Their closet is actually huge. There's a lot of storage space in here, which I obviously need to reconfigure and clean up as well. Ooh, but I did forget to mention, we actually did have our light fixture installed earlier today before I went to Home Depot. This is the pendant that I ended up going with from Amazon. I absolutely love it. The wavy texture of it I just think is so cool. It adds a little bit of a vintage element. But okay, before I close out this vlog, this is where I'm gonna need your guys' help in preparation for our next video, and that is everything to do with paint samples. But I do want to integrate these different pink tones throughout the room in different ways, so whether it be painting their bookshelf. I saw this Instagram video of somebody stenciling in their own wallpaper using some stencils from Amazon. I actually think it would be so beautiful to do that in like 3 3 different tones right above the top half of the wall. But right now, we just mainly need to come to the decision of what to paint our board and batten. We basically got 3 options. Number 1 is we're gonna go ahead and leave it white. Obviously, after I caulk and fill everything in, I can go ahead and paint it in the white color, the same as the room, and then maybe add decorative elements like on the top half of the room. The second option is to go in with accessible beige. Just like what I did in the office, it is basically the color that we have of our doors and our trim, and we can paint the entire bottom half of the room, including the window casing, in the beige color as like a really nice neutral to then add more colorful decorative elements. And then obviously our final option is to go ahead and paint it one of these pinks. I feel like between the 3, my only option is really the lightest shade, but just for fun, I'm gonna add them all to the wall so we can see what they look like. My only hesitation about painting the bottom half pink is the fact that our beds are already pink. If the beds were maybe like a different color, then maybe that could have worked, but I'm kind of scared that the beds will like blend in too much with the bottom half of the wall, unless the shade of pink is like very different from the beds, which again, we can only really see by trying it. So let's get our little samples on the wall and you guys can help me make a decision. Samples up, as well as the accessible beige that we have on our doors and our trim. I don't know, I am like obsessed with this pink right over here, the one that I knew was going to be the most popular. Thing is, it is so similar to the bed. Yes, these beds are beautiful, but the reason as to why I got them in the first place is because I really wanted like an arched headboard, and the only color options for this bed was for it to come in pink, in white, or in gray. I didn't want to get white because I knew that it would get dirty too quickly, so I decided to go with the pink. In our previous home, my husband and I actually had a king bed that was originally pink, but I went ahead and actually reupholstered it in a velvet green, which I loved so much. Reupholstering this is actually such an easy project. All you need is a staple gun and like that is it, you're done. So I'm open to doing that as well. Should we possibly change the color of the beds? Maybe make them like a pastel blue or like a sage green. That could look really pretty too. So option 1, paint the board and batten in accessible beige with a wallpaper stencil. Option 2, paint the board and batten one of these pink shades. You can let me know down below which is your favorite, and keep the beds pink. And option 3 is to again paint the board and batten one of these pink shades and then change the upholstery of the bed for another color. I am truly okay with any of these options because even though a part of me wanted to paint the bottom half of this room pink so badly, I can always go ahead and save one of these colors and do it in the nursery. But I'm once again at that point where your opinion and your advice can definitely help me with making a decision. So comment down below what option you think we should do for the girls' room, as well as any other suggestions or comments that you have for me down below so you guys can see the progress in the future vlogs. If you guys are watching up to this point, you know that you're the real MVP. I love the ones who stick around all the way till the end. If you are watching up to this point, then comment down below pretty in pink, because I feel like no matter what, whether we go neutral or we go pink, this room is gonna have so many beautiful tones of pink in here that the girls are going to be obsessed. So comment that down below, and I'm telling you, Aleah last night told me that she had the best sleep on these new mattresses. So if you guys are in the market to get a new mattress, whether it is for yourself, for your kids, for your guest room, you guys right now can actually get 30% off using my code haleyscorner. I'm gonna leave my URL link down below to Brooklyn bedding. This copper flex mattress is truly so comfortable, and you could take the sleep quiz too so that they can match you with the perfect mattress for you. Pat on the back, today Haley learned a new skill. Board and batten, not easy to do, but oh, is it gonna be worth it. So stay tuned to see how this entire room comes together. I love you all forever and always, and I cannot wait to see you